Millions of people around the world are affected by this. You're paid on the first, you're broke on the third. But why is this? In today's video, we're gonna dive into 7 habits keeping you poor. Hi, I'm David. Welcome to InvestoprimeTV. So the first habit that's keeping you poor is living beyond your means. So what does this mean? So it basically means that you're overspending. For example, overspending on luxuries like expensive gadgets, designer clothes or expensive clothes, even eating out at expensive restaurants regularly. You're not budgeting, you're not looking to see how much you can actually afford. So in today's world, that will be, there's a new iPhone that comes out every year. I mean, it's practically the same functionality wise, they just add an extra number, but people rush to buy and it costs over $1,000. So imagine you're spending $1,000 every year. Whereas instead of buying that new iPhone or new expensive gadget every year, you can actually put that money away into a savings, an interest-bearing savings, or you can even put it into an investment, or you can even just use it for yourself. Decide, okay, I'm going to use this money for maybe a holiday if you want a break from work, or just anything. The second habit keeping people poor is not budgeting. Not budgeting is another detrimental habit. Why this is detrimental is that you can easily lose track of finances, lose track of your money, lose track of spending, etc. So it would be a good idea to come up with a clear and concise plan about your money, how much you're making in terms of salary, and then what you actually need money for, and where you need to be putting money, and also where you can invest the money. So a good rule that I use personally is actually the third rule. First third is basically your bills and your outgoings, accommodation. Second third of your salary would be on investments or interest-bearing savings, ways that your money can work for you. And the third, essentially, just put money aside for yourself, you know, that you can spend on yourself for things like if you want to go out to that dinner, yeah, you can go out because you've budgeted for that. By living through this, you can actually follow your money. You can keep track of your money. You know exactly where you're spending as well. I use it and I found it to be very good. I mean, it helped me save up for a house, helped me get the cars I want. It helped me live the kind of lifestyle that I want. And also, more importantly, it's helped me focus on ways of making more money. The third habit keeping people poor is ignoring debt. Ignoring debt instead of facing it head on can really impact you negatively, because if you're ignoring the debt, that interest every month is just accruing and you're missing payments. That goes on your credit file, it adversely goes on your credit file, and then it will affect you in the future for getting more debt. So I know debt can seem like a scary thing. It could be a scary thing, especially if you ignore it. So one of the ways you can go about it, me personally, the way I go about it is, before I get that debt, I ask myself, do I really need this debt? Okay, and then I look at my pocket, because everyone's pocket is different. So I personally look at my own pocket. What money is in that pocket? Can I afford this comfortably? And then I also apply that to the third rule, like I was saying about budgeting. The third rule, which category should I put this debt in? For instance, if I wanted a new phone, because we're on the topic of phones every year, if I wanted a new phone, I say, okay, well, what's the functionality of this phone? Do I need this extra functionality? Like I do YouTube, so I need a good camera. So I look at, okay, of course, I go for the iPhone because I prefer those and the camera functionality. So I look at, okay, there's a new iPhone. How better is this camera to the one I have? And can I afford this extra debt on it? Can I get this new phone contract? Those are the things that you should really analyze. You really need this debt. Can you afford it? Can you maintain it? And also, importantly, look at how long is the debt? Is it going to be 4 years, right? And then look at yourself in 4 years' time, because things happen, life happens. You might be in a job now, you might be in a good job now or getting money now, but would you be getting that same money or even more money in 4 years' time? Or would you need the money for other things in 4 years' time? Would you need a different lifestyle? You know, so all of these things, you think about it, and then when you get the debt, then you make sure that you allocate money, a part of your budgeting, you allocate money to this debt. So that way, instead of ignoring debt and burying your head in the sand, you actually, first of all, you look forward to paying it because you feel, yes, I can pay this. And secondly, it'll just be like a natural occurring thing. You wouldn't even think about it because you're thinking about other things, because that's already taken care of. The fourth habit keeping people poor is actually lack of financial education. A lack of financial education can actually keep you trapped in poverty. So there's actually a saying that investing in yourself pays the most dividends. and nothing can be truer than that. It could be as simple as reading a financial book. I mean, The Psychology of Money is a great book you can get on Amazon. Also, there could be Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That's a great book. I mean, that book pretty much changed my life, changed my perception of money, and when you start educating yourself about money, on finances, then you actually naturally just change the way you look at money. Because right now people look at money like, oh, how does this person get this money? Or how are they getting the premium package of life? You see people on yachts, you see this, but all that didn't happen overnight, and it certainly didn't happen without a financial education. You need to understand where you're going to spend your money, all the different investments that you need to have or you can undergo that can give you good returns. You don't need to just go into property that's expensive initial startup capital. You need a lot of money to start up buying properties. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can even invest in some like whiskey that could be a little bit cheaper. Another important thing about the financial education is really staying grounded. I mean, it's easy to go on social media like TikTok and all that, and then every second TikTok you see there's someone in a Lamborghini spitting out flames, there's someone on a yacht, there's someone on a jet ski, and there's someone asking you what color is your Bugatti. It's easy to see that and pressurize yourself to, I need to have this, I need to have that tomorrow, I need to have that yesterday kind of thing. But you need to really be kind to yourself. Understand, okay, this is me, this is my lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I know that if I keep doing X, Y, and Z or learn this certain skill that is going to be high paying or is going to be in demand, if I stay on this lane, eventually I'm going to get to that point. It'll be a lot more sweet, because let's face it, on social media, you don't know where people are really getting their money from, if you get what I mean. Unless you want to go down that road, be my guest. But for the majority of us, normal people that just want to have a good living and get the nice things we want, find your lane, stay on your lane. The fifth habit keeping people poor is not investing in yourself. What does it mean to invest in yourself? There's many ways that you can invest in yourself. You can invest in yourself through reading books. If there's something that you're into, you're passionate about, read about it, get more information about it, learn different ways, and more importantly, learn how you can potentially monetize that information that you're learning. The second one also ties into that. Develop a new skill. Okay, find out high demand skills. Like it could be laboring skills that, for instance, gardening, plumbing, learn all that. Those are high demand skills, and then become very good, become a master of your craft, and then you can easily get jobs before you know it. The only problem you'll be having will be being able to meet the demand, but at least you've invested in yourself, you've learned that new skill, you've gone from 0 to 100 real quick. And then other ways that you can invest in yourself could even be as simple as eating right, because your body is your temple. You need to take good care of it. So eat right, exercise. It helps with your mental state, it helps with your physical state as well. And also you look in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look good. So those are the things you need to do. Invest in yourself, invest in your mind, invest in your physical. The sixth habit keeping people poor is procrastination. Procrastination is actually the enemy of progress. Even though procrastination is the enemy of progress, but what does procrastination actually mean? So procrastination means leaving things off till a later day. Like, for instance, you're sitting there and you're thinking, damn, I've got to do this thing. You know what, I'll just do it tomorrow. A good example would be studying for exams. I, for one, I procrastinated a lot until it was like 2 nights before the exam. I'm like trying to cram everything, even eating the paper, hoping that the information will go in. But procrastination is not good. Obviously, it's the enemy of progress. But one way that you can go around procrastinating is organizing. You can start off small. You don't need to organize your whole, have flip charts, have boards everywhere. Start small, think, okay, what little tasks do I need to do? Because it's all about accomplishing the little tasks, and then the bigger tasks will take care of themselves. Or if you have a big task, then you can just break it down into little chunks. For instance, you have a big task. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, well, you're not going to wake up a millionaire. But what you have to do, first of all, you need to start working. You need to start putting your money in places. You need to start investing. If you start a business, and of course, it'll be you putting all the grafting, all the hard work, late nights, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you're still working on taxes, you're still working on this. I, for one, have been there. But putting in those little hours, those extra shifts in yourself, investing in yourself by reading those books, gaining more knowledge, and investing in other things Before you know it, your business goes to the next level. Then where's the next level? You need to hire people because you've got more demand than you can actually supply services to. So you hire more people, and then guess what? Your business just grows exponentially. And before you know it, you don't even realize when you become a millionaire. And that's how it is. So you're tackling little problems, little tasks I need to do, and then the big task like becoming a millionaire takes care of himself. Finally, the seventh habit keeping people poor is actually negative mindset. Negative mindset can perpetuate a cycle of poverty. So think about it, manifestation is actually real. It starts with the mind. So if you want positivity in your life, you think positively and then you manifest it. So if you're thinking negatively, of course, negative things are going to happen in your life. You're going to stay poor. For instance, you say, okay, well, I can't be a millionaire, or I can't get this job, or I can't get to this size if you're looking to lose weight, or I can't get to this muscle mass if you're looking to gain muscle, etc. I spend all the time in the gym, but I'm not doing it. You're thinking negatively, you're thinking about what you can't do. So eventually you wouldn't get there. Whereas if you flip that on its head and think, for instance, the gym side of things, if you think, okay, you know what, I can be this size, then you're starting to think positively. And then what, as a result, you then think, okay, well, how do I get to this muscle size? What muscle groups do I work on? Like, is it chest today? Is it arms? Is it shoulders? Is it back? What do I want to gain out of that? You start thinking logically, and then you start thinking actually like steps systematically. What steps do I need to take to do this? It's like that with anything. And that's how manifestation actually works. Manifestation doesn't work when you're just sitting there thinking, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do this. No, manifestation starts with the idea, and then actions follow that idea. You really put that idea into actions, and then you start to see it realizing itself. So how you can actually get away from negative mindset is look at what you have, appreciate what you have, and then think about your next stage in life, where you need to get to and how you're going to get there. So guys, those are the 7 habits keeping people poor, and I've given some examples of how you can get around those and overcome those habits, basically lose those habits, because they're really bad habits. But breaking away from these habits is not easy. Definitely, it's far from easy, but a way to break away from them is determination and discipline. So discipline yourself, focus, and first of all, identify that, look, you're a victim of that habit, and then start thinking about how you can get away from that habit and what kind of disciplines you need to implement in your life in order to break away from it. And really, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes days. So one day you're doing this, it's all about those little tasks that you're doing. So you're doing them on a day-to-day basis, and eventually after a week, it becomes a lifestyle. So if you stuck around this long on the video, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Leave us a comment below, give this video a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one.